Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and this is our 765th video on the channel. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out and I really enjoy making content. That's 764 videos that I've made currently in the last, gosh, what is it? Just almost 10 months. So yeah, this is pretty awesome. So what are we talking about today? Halo Infinite. 20 million freaking players already. And this is interesting, okay? Because they say 20 million, and we all know the Halo Infinite was the second highest selling game in December, only under Call of Duty Vanguard, which is sad because Call of Duty Vanguard was nowhere near as good as Halo Infinite. So in terms of, I don't know, visuals of Call of Duty Vanguard are great. The gameplay feels great. I mean, it feels like Call of Duty, but the story just didn't click with me. So I'm just like, man, I don't know. I still don't recommend picking up Call of Duty unless it's on sale, unless you really have to. But I thought Halo Infinite was a much better rounded game, to be completely honest with you. So why are we talking about why are we talking about how many people are playing Halo Infinite? Well, let's break this down for you. 20 million people, and this game has only been out for just over a month. I mean, literally, what's today? The 26th. It came out on the 8th of December. So, man, yeah, like about a month and a half. So about a month and a half, we're already to 20 million players on Halo Infinite. And let's be honest, if it was the second highest selling game in December, let's be generous and give it, let's say 1.1 million. It sold 1.1 million copies in December. That's bad. Okay. And then the rest of them, all what is it, 19 or 18.9 million of them are playing it on Gamepass. Let's be generous. So even if we got those numbers for Halo Infinite, we're also at 18 million for Forza Horizon 5. So two major freaking launches at the end of the year. One came out in November, one came out in December. Boom, boom, back to back, and they're both almost 40 million between the both of them. I would say that's a lot of that is stellar user engagement for these games, these first party games that are, yes, free on Game Pass. I don't know if I like the term free on Game Pass, because you do pay money for that every month. You do pay a $15 subscription. Or if you're one of the lucky few that are just barely trying out Game Pass and you happen to try it on one of the months where, you know, Forza Horizon 5 or Halo Infinite launched, wow, that's a pretty big boon. And I can assure you that, like, not every month is as big as like a Halo or a Forza Horizon 5, but we've had some pretty dang good stuff over the last, I think it's almost been 4 years since I've been subscribed to Game Pass. And I've been paying that fee. I usually buy it in 3-month blocks. I'll pay the $44.99 or whatever every 3 months. Usually when I get down to 6 months, or when I get down to 3 months, I'll buy another one. Boom, and I'll stack it on there. So I usually have in between 3 to 6 months of Game Pass Ultimate. I like Game Pass Ultimate. I think it's amazing. And this just goes to show just how amazing this service is. 20 million people got to play Halo when it launched. Let that sink in for a minute. I mean, it could have been 18.1 million people bought it and 1 million people tried it. I mean, we don't know. We don't know the numbers to that. But let's just so that's why I went with, maybe 1 million people bought it. And I say that because I personally bought the game. I bought it because I wanted to review it, and I feel better about reviewing a product that I pay for. Or that, I mean, if a developer gives me a copy of the game to review for them, I would much rather review the games that way than to review them, just off Game Pass, because anybody can do that. Anybody can buy a Game Pass subscription and get on there and just start reviewing all these games. They can do that. It's a little different if you pay the money for it or the company's asking you for your opinion on it. If they're asking me for my opinion on it, I feel obligated to be as fair and, honest about my opinion about that game as possible. If I buy it, I feel like, hey man, I bought this game. I put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to review that game. So if you look at this, 20 million people got access to Halo Infinite, and I think they said there were about 18 million for Forza Horizon 5. And Forza Horizon 5 is kind of easy. You can get in there and check that. Their internal numbers are always a little bit higher than what you can see in the thing, because people have got to get to a certain point for them to be on the for them to be on the leaderboard. So those are usually a bit behind. The fact that both of these games have had such major reaction to them since they've been out, and such high user engagement to be able to try these games and play them, that just goes to show you just how important a service like Game Pass is. It brings that excitement, that joy, and that level of a game to somebody that, man, dude, like, say you only got $315, man, you buy an Xbox Series S, you get to still play those games. They're not gated behind this unrealistic paywall where you go out and you have to guess, man, do I need to buy, if I buy that game, am I going to like it? Because let's face it, you buy that game and you take it to GameStop, you lose half your money instantly. And if they've already got a bunch of copies of that game, if it was a bad game, you lose a lot more money right there on the spot. Yeah, you could try selling it off on like Craigslist or something like that, but the fact of the matter remains, you are still losing a decent amount of money just to find out you didn't like that. And then you got to try to rely on reviewers, people like me on the internet, the journalists, that review games. I'm not going to say, because every single one of us reviewers, we're going to have our own different tastes. We're going to have our own different, opinion about how we like the games and what we appreciate about them and what we don't like about them. So you're going to have a lot of different viewpoints. And I recommend watching as many of those as you can to kind of get a feeling and see what you like about it. I do recommend refraining from watching people that are just complaining about it and completely bashing it, because those guys are clearly not passionate about games. Those guys are there for the clicks. They're there to kind of just drag the game down and hurt that experience for everybody else that would, likely maybe enjoy that game. Because there's a lot of them out there. I see a lot of them on YouTube all the time, and those guys I feel like they're there for clicks, and they're just there to bash games. When I review games, I try to be as fair as possible. I try to really look at the game and really look at what's going on and really judge, man. Like, hey, was this worth the 3 hours that I spent working to buy it, or the 2 hours that I think it's closer to 2 hours. If it's a $60 game, it's like 2 hours. Is this worth the 2 hours that I had to work to earn the money to buy this experience? Did this experience give me enough enjoyment to make it worth the sorry, the dog had to run in. She had to be involved. But is this experience worth the money that it costs to buy it? And for the most part, like I'm an older gamer. I do have more, I do have, it is easier for me to buy a video game. And it doesn't hurt as much. I'm not out a whole bunch of money if I don't like that experience. But having something like Game Pass to be able to soften that blow and to be able to really, give you an option, so that if you are one of those people that don't necessarily have that money, you're not gated by a paywall anymore. And you do still continuously get quality. I felt like Halo Infinite deserved a solid 90. Like, I thought it was great. The reason why, I mean, it could have used a little more polish in the cutscenes. They kind of like skippy or jumpy or whatever. That did kind of, I mean, it didn't feel as polished as it could have been. But I mean, when you're inside the world and you're playing and you're not playing the cutscenes, because nobody's playing the cutscenes, that's beautiful. That looks great. It holds up all the time. Like, it was great, and the gameplay is engaging. It's fun. I had a blast playing Halo Infinite. So I do. I feel like that was more than worth the money that I spent to play that. And there's still plenty more to go back. I could play the online multiplayer all I want. I can get on there and I can go and explore the open world and have more fun in there. Like, Halo's fun. Like, I like this Halo game. I thought it was pretty good. Is it like, I feel like the high quality visuals, the gameplay, and all of that make Halo an experience that everybody should play. Like, you should play it. If you have an Xbox and you have Game Pass, definitely play that game. Take advantage of that. That is one heck of a freaking that's one heck of a deal. If you're on the fence about buying it, I don't see any reason why you would have a problem buying that game. I don't. If you like first person shooters and you like Halo, this is Halo back to its roots. I've never beat any of the other Halo games. This is the first one that I have actually stuck with and went through. It was that engaging to where I'm like, wow, dude, I really like this. Because I'll be honest with you, I never really cared about like the whole laser guns and stuff in Halo. Like I didn't care about them. That just wasn't fun to me. And having like the Marine weapons, the Spartan weapons, that was cool. But when I ran out of bullets and I had to choose, like I just didn't want to play anymore. I was like, I don't want to use those guns. Seriously, it's that petty. I was that petty about using those guns that I was just like, no, I just don't. I don't want to play with it. I don't want to use those. I don't like these guns. I don't like them. I would much rather have the Spartan weapon. So yes, I admit I'm sorry if you're a Halo fan. Like I really am sorry I was that petty about it. But this new Halo, I did come out of that comfort zone. I did use those weapons, and dude, believe it or not, it made some of those fights a lot easier to play by using those. So that was pretty cool. It made me understand, more of like, why do people love Halo? What is it about Halo that people really enjoy and really like and really love about this franchise? And it got me. It finally got me. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, wow, dude, this is a pretty freaking great experience. And I really appreciate it. I do plan to go back and try to play through some of the older Halo games and really, kind of try to soak in some of the lore and all of that stuff. So it's pretty cool. Like I'm really happy with that. My friend at work says I should just go back to like 3 and 4 and play those and then I'll be all right and finish 5 because apparently I'm pretty close to the end of 5, but whatever. Like let's move on with that. So man, Game Pass is amazing. Game Pass is amazing. The fact that 20 million people got to play Halo Infinite is freaking phenomenal. That's phenomenal. The fact that 18 million people are playing Forza Horizon 5 right now, that has got to feel monumentally amazing to these teams that have developed these games. Let's say the average game comes out and if it's a hit, sells $6 million copies. That's like $370 million. If 20 million people played that at $15, they made $300 million. So did they lose any money? No, not at all. Not at all. It's fine. I mean, I can hear the fanboys out there being like, well, it cost them $500 million to make it. And I'm like, dude, who cares? Who cares? 20 million people are playing that game. 20 million. Let that sink in for a minute. 20 million people are playing Halo. That's a lot of freaking people playing Halo. That is good. That is solid. That is 20 million people playing this game and getting to experience what I got to experience for paying $60 for it. That's great. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad that I paid full price for it. Like I'm completely happy that I own that game and it gets to be a part of my library. I am very grateful that I decided to pick that up, and I'm even more grateful that I was able to finally get through that and completely experience Halo in a way that I've never been able to sit down and experience Halo before. This is great. Like what Xbox is doing is freaking phenomenal. And honestly, Xbox is definitely a company I could work for. I believe in what they're doing with the future of gaming. The fact that people have more access to the thing I love the most. I love gaming. I've always loved gaming. Ever since I was 5 and I picked up that first controller, I knew gaming was part of my life. And I love it. And the fact that more people can experience more things with such a low cost, with a very low barrier to entry, cost barrier to entry, that's amazing to me. That is phenomenal. Like the 13-year-old me would be like, yeah, give me a Game Pass, dude. I'll be freaking happy forever. Like seriously. I mean, when I was that young, I was still playing Super Nintendo games, man. Like those things were expensive and like you'd have to go all the way to Blockbuster, and Blockbuster was kind of far from my house. I had to go all the way to Blockbuster to rent the game to come all the way home. And on the bus when I was that age, dude, it would take me like 3-hour round trip just to get there and back. Like seriously, all the waiting and everything else. Yeah, it was pretty bad back then. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm very grateful that Game Pass is there and is available to so many people. And with 25 million subscribers and growing, Game Pass is still, in my opinion, the future of gaming. And I think that if you haven't signed up for Game Pass yet, get it. See what it's all about. The more people that sign up, the better that service has gotten. It really has. It's taken off and it's getting better. Every single month we get great stuff. So if you got Game Pass now, I highly recommend checking out Rainbow Six Siege or Rainbow Six Extraction. It is one of those games that at first it's like, oh gosh, I don't know, but it kind of grows on you. It really does. It grows on you and it starts to get better. So I recommend picking that up. And if you've been living under a rock and you haven't tried the Hitman Trilogy, come on, man. Come on. What do you got to lose now? You get all 3 games for no dollars down. Like seriously, as a bonus to your subscription. So download those, play them, tell me what you think in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.